Hello and welcome to another episode of Monday BJJ with me, your host, Brian. So in this episode, I'm going to be in a very small class, so you'll see me roll against the same people a few times. I thought I'd practice my single legs, and instead I get single leg practiced on. So his technique was much more smoother than mine, probably why his belt is blue and mine's still white. But you can see here he does a good job of floating over my knees and then hitting this inverted triangle from the top, which was something we'd been practicing during class. So should have seen it coming, but he did everything right. And you'll notice that when you do things right, mount happens. So here he goes to put the hook in, and I'm just able to prevent that by putting my knee and my elbow together. And here he's trying to re-guard on me, and I'm trying to go the opposite direction to prevent that guard from closing. But it does give him a butterfly hook, and he's able to sweep me in the opposite direction. So that was something I should have watched out for. And there he got me with a guillotine choke. So here he's kind of letting me take the back, and I'm never really sure what to do with it. So I try to roll him over, and I just wind up kind of going to side control, which is not optimal. He tries to catch my head a couple of different times, and I'm just able to get out, I think, before I get choked, and the round ends. So here, let's watch this super sweet walk into a triangle. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I guess I thought I could get around before he locked it up, but needless to say, I did not manage that. So here, basically, this is what I was trying to do the first time, and sort of just walk around the guard. And so there I do a neat little step forward, step back, get my legs in position to where I can go around the guard. And here he's trying to catch me. You'll notice when he had my arm, he's got it pushed up way out at the end, and it just like removes all my strength. And you'll see him do it to me a couple more times in this video because I still hadn't really figured out what he was doing. But by basically just keeping his arm straight, now I'm trying to bend my arm and bend his, and that requires a lot more strength than just bending my arm or his arm. So here I try to finish the arm bar to the wrong side, and so he winds up getting out of it and coming around to the other side. And then here I try to prevent him from circling around, and I walk into another triangle, this time a reverse triangle, and he's been practicing this a lot, so he locks it up really tight and finishes it, which is a really good moment for him. So I was really proud of that because we've been working on that for several weeks, and he's getting really good at those. So he's starting to hit triangles from all over the place, which is really great. I'm really, like I said, excited for that. And so there I almost walk into another one, and then the round ends. And so here I am against the instructor, and he decides to take this really, really low squat, and you can see I'm just starting to lean into him. So I try another single leg, and that doesn't work. And then I let him grab my head a little too much and control me. So then we do a bunch of knee on belly, switching back and forth. And then we spend a bunch of time where he's kind of just making these little micro adjustments to remain on top and remain pressuring me. And then here he's coming across and grabbing the opposite collar, kind of like a bow and arrow choke, but he's not really trying to bow and arrow me because he's really just aiming to take my back. And so then he kind of kicks up and off and then does this neat little flip over to come to the other side. And now we're in north-south, and I try to do something from down there. He spends a bunch of time trying to get my lapel, eventually gets his own lapel, and then cranks this choke on from there. It was pretty awful. So here he's starting down, and I'm trying to come across the guard. My legs are stuck. I do wind up getting mount, but not doing a lot with it. And I try to take his arm there and maybe get to an arm bar, but I missed that. And so then he works his way up to mount as well. And here I try to get a foot and an elbow in, and then he's kind of coaching me through the same sweep that he just did to me. And then I think he does it to me again, like right here or something. And I'm just trying to maintain some top position. And it was a good round. And then here's our other student against the instructor. And I just went ahead and recorded this because our instructor had been talking about how he feels like he doesn't move very fast. And so I thought I'd record a round and show him differently. However, since he was rolling against a white belt, he really didn't move a whole lot this round. So this might be a terrible example. But there's a lot of good stuff to learn, because you'll see here the white belt gets on top and just maintains the top position a whole lot. And he gets eventually to the Kimura grip, and he's holding on to the Kimura grip long enough that eventually he is able to go for the armbar, and he does lock it up really tightly there. So it was a good round, I think, just kind of fundamentals. But there wasn't a whole lot of stuff. So there, almost get caught in the inverted triangle again. And here he's trying a choke from bottom that we had learned, and also just working on, rocking me off my base. And so we're having a little base battle back and forth, seeing who can maintain positioning. And I think we're actually both really trying basically the same choke, just seeing who can hit it. So there's just a lot of this fighting for position as we roll back and forth. Eventually I do wind up sneaking my knee over and getting in mount. And here he's grabbing that opposite foot and pushing it up, really preventing me from doing much. And here I try to get the triangle, but I miss, and I wind up with his leg trapped. And I guess that's a type of shoulder lock that you can get, but I'm not familiar with it and I haven't practiced it. So I didn't know that. I guess what you should do is sit up there and prevent them from rolling over like he did, and then you can kind of just hip up into the shoulder lock. So here he winds up taking them out and finishes me with a choke. And here we wind up in another, here he's demonstrating to me what I should have been doing. And so he shows that, one way you get the shoulder lock, and then you just roll it the other way, and you have the triangle if they roll back. So here, you can see he's got my arm all the way behind my back, and now my arm is really weak and not doing much for me. And here he's basically got it the entire roll. And so I'm just being rolled around kind of like a rag doll, trying to figure out what I can do. Eventually, I think I do tap him because I've got a lapel choke kind of just slowly boiling the whole time. And I think it just kind of eventually got to him because I just had it locked in pretty much the whole time. So he gets on top of me for some more of that. And then here I decided to try to start down for once. And I wouldn't recommend it if you're new or if you're slightly new like me. Not against somebody who's much better than you. But I try to play some spider guard, and if you stick around to the end of the video, you can see how that ended. Not well, I'll say that. And so he is applying a lot of top pressure to me, and you can see here he turns it on, and I start to raise my hand up to tap, and he just lets go right before I tap. And then here he does some more switching around on me to keep the pressure on and prevent me from getting much. I always think he leaves opportunities for me, and I just probably don't see them. So there he finishes me with another choke, and then gives the camera the look of victory. And so there he does a sweep against me from spider, and then locks it up into a triangle. And I'm trying to get up and pressure into him, but it's not enough. So then I try to set it up, and he kind of helps me walk through it so that I can hit it. And then I don't base out good enough, so he rolls me over again. And here we are. And that's the end of that round.
Cool guys don't look at explode. So I was all like, foot health is like really important to jiu-jitsu. It's like really gotta make sure all your chakras are aligned in your foot, otherwise you won't win. I don't know what he was talking about. What's that? And then I cramped up really, really badly, and it was kind of embarrassing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.